Hello, my incredible English learners. Welcome to the most life-changing video you'll watch this year. I'm here to tell you something that might sound impossible, but I promise you, it's absolutely true. You can transform your English from beginner to fluent in just 30 days. I see that look in your eyes. I know you're thinking, come on, that's impossible. I've been studying English for years, and I still can't speak confidently. Let me stop you right there, my friend. The reason you haven't achieved fluency yet isn't because you're not smart enough, not talented enough, or not capable enough. It's because you haven't had the right system. Today, I'm going to share with you the exact method that has helped thousands of students go from struggling beginners to confident English speakers in just 1 month. Not 1 year, not 6 months. 1 month. How do I know this works? Because I'm going to tell you the incredible true story of Maria Rodriguez, a 28-year-old hotel receptionist from Mexico City, who couldn't string together a proper English sentence on January 1st. But by February 1st, she was confidently interviewing for her dream job in Canada in perfect English. This isn't magic. This isn't talent. This is science. This is a proven system that works for anyone willing to commit just 30 minutes a day for 30 days. Are you ready to change your life? Are you ready to finally speak English with confidence? Are you ready to unlock opportunities you never thought possible? But before we dive in, I want to connect with you personally. Please write in the comments below. Which country are you watching this video from, and what's your current English level? Beginner, intermediate, or advanced? I love seeing our amazing global community of English learners supporting each other. Now, then let's begin your transformation right now. Imagine this. Mexico City, 6:30 a.m. on a busy Monday morning. Maria Rodriguez is standing behind the reception desk of Hotel Plaza Reforma, watching a group of American business travelers approach. Her heart starts racing, her palms get sweaty, and that familiar feeling of panic begins to rise in her chest. Why? Because she knows what's coming. Questions about restaurants, directions to meetings, requests for taxi services, all in rapid, native English that sounds like a foreign language to her ears. "Excuse me," says a tall man in a navy suit. "We need to get to the financial district for a 9 a.m. meeting. What's the fastest way there, and how much time should we allow for traffic?" Maria's mind goes completely blank. She understands maybe half the words, but the confidence in the man's voice, the speed of his speech, the complex grammar, it all crashes over her like a wave. Taxi, traffic, she stammers, feeling her face turn red with embarrassment. The businessman's expression changes from expectant to slightly impatient. "Is there someone else who speaks English?" Those 7 words hit Maria like a punch to the stomach. "Is there someone else who speaks English?" She calls her supervisor, Jose, who handles the situation perfectly. The Americans get their information, thank Jose warmly, and leave for their meeting. But Maria? She stands there feeling completely defeated. This wasn't the first time. This happened almost every single day. International guests would approach her desk, she would panic, and she would have to call for help. Every single time, she felt smaller, less capable, less worthy. But here's what makes Maria's story special. This particular Monday morning was different. Because instead of just feeling bad and moving on like usual, Maria made a decision that would change her entire life. She walked to the hotel bathroom, looked herself straight in the eyes in the mirror, and said something that surprised even her. Enough. I am done being the person who can't speak English. I am done feeling embarrassed. I am done limiting my dreams because of my language skills. Starting today, everything changes. That's the power of hitting rock bottom, my friends. Sometimes we need that moment of complete frustration to find the strength to change everything. Maria had dreams. Big dreams. She wanted to move to Canada and work in a luxury hotel in Toronto. She wanted to travel the world, meeting people from different cultures. She wanted to feel confident and professional in international situations. But every single one of these dreams required one thing: fluent English. That evening, Maria went home and did something she had never done before. She wrote down exactly what she wanted. By February 1st, exactly 30 days from today, I will speak English fluently. I will handle any hotel guest with confidence. I will be ready for my dream job in Canada. I will make this happen. She signed her name at the bottom like it was a contract, because in her mind, it was. A contract with herself, a promise that could not be broken. Little did Maria know that this moment of commitment would lead to the most incredible transformation of her life. But here's the thing, Maria had tried learning English before. Many times. She had grammar books collecting dust on her shelf. She had downloaded apps that she used for a few days before forgetting about them. She had even taken a few classes at the local community center. So what went wrong every time? The problem wasn't Maria's intelligence or motivation. The problem was that she was using the wrong approach. She was studying English like it was mathematics, learning rules, memorizing lists, and focusing on perfection instead of communication. But this time was different. This time, Maria discovered something that changed everything. A revolutionary system based on how children naturally learn languages, combined with modern neuroscience research about how adult brains acquire new skills most effectively. Every morning at 5:30 a.m., before the world woke up, Maria dedicated exactly 30 minutes to listening to English. But not just any English. She chose content that was slightly below her current level. Why does this work so powerfully? Because when you listen to language that's 80% understandable and 20% new, your brain naturally fills in the gaps. You start recognizing patterns, rhythms, and structures without conscious effort. Maria started with simple podcasts about daily life, easy news programs, and conversations between friends. She didn't worry about understanding every word. She just let the English wash over her brain like water soaking into a sponge. The results were immediate. After just 3 days, English started sounding less like noise and more like music. The melody of the language began to feel familiar. But here's where most English learners make a massive mistake. They try to talk about everything: politics, philosophy, science, art, history. Their vocabulary becomes spread thin across a million topics. Not Maria. She was strategic. She identified exactly 5 topics that mattered most in her life: her work at the hotel, her family and personal life, her dreams and future plans, her hobbies and interests, and her daily routines and activities. That's it. For the first week, she only practiced speaking about these 5 areas. She became the absolute expert at talking about what mattered most to her. Every evening, she spent 15 minutes talking out loud about one of these topics. She didn't worry about grammar perfection. She focused on expressing her ideas clearly and confidently. But Maria made another incredible decision that completely revolutionized her learning. Instead of being embarrassed by mistakes, she would celebrate them. Every time she made an error, she would literally smile and say, "Fantastic. I just learned something new." Why is this so powerful? Because fear is the #1 killer of language learning. When you're afraid to make mistakes, you stop trying. You play it safe. You never push beyond your comfort zone. But when you celebrate mistakes, you become unstoppable. You try new words, experiment with grammar, and take risks that lead to breakthroughs. Maria kept a mistake journal where she wrote down every error she caught herself making. Instead of feeling bad, she felt proud of her growing awareness. And every single evening, Maria recorded herself speaking about her day for exactly 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. She talked about what happened, how she felt, what she learned, and what she was planning for tomorrow. The magic happened when she listened to these recordings. She could literally hear her improvement day by day. Her pronunciation got clearer, her vocabulary expanded, her confidence grew. By day 7, the difference was incredible. Her colleague Carmen asked, "Maria, have you been taking private English lessons? You sound completely different." That's when Maria knew she was onto something special. But the real test was still coming. Day 12 brought Maria face to face with her biggest challenge yet. It was a busy Thursday afternoon when a family of 5 from Australia walked into the hotel lobby. They looked tired, confused, and slightly frustrated. "Excuse me," said the father. "We've had an absolute nightmare getting here. Our flight was delayed, our luggage is lost, and we have no idea where to find a good restaurant that serves food our kids will actually eat. Can you help us?" The old Maria would have panicked immediately. The old Maria would have called Jose without even trying. But remember, Maria had been filling her brain with English for nearly 2 weeks. She had been practicing her 5 core topics every single day. She had been celebrating mistakes instead of fearing them. Something incredible happened. Instead of panic, Maria felt excitement. She took a deep breath, smiled warmly, and said, "Of course I can help you. I'm so sorry about your travel troubles. Let me take care of everything. First, about your luggage. I'll call the airline right now and track it down. Second, for restaurants. I know exactly the perfect place for families. It's called Casa de Mama, and they have amazing Mexican food that kids love, plus hamburgers and pizza if your children prefer familiar food. It's only 10 minutes walking from here. Would you like me to make a reservation?" The Australian father's face completely lit up. "Wow, your English is fantastic. Thank you so much. You're saving our vacation." Maria felt like she was floating on air. For the first time in her life, she had helped international guests with complete confidence. She hadn't been perfect. She made some small grammar mistakes, but she had communicated successfully. But the breakthrough wasn't over yet. That evening, Maria decided to do something that would have terrified her just 2 weeks earlier. She joined an online English conversation group with people from around the world. Her hands were shaking as she clicked "Join Meeting," but she was ready. The conversation lasted 45 minutes. Maria talked about her job, her dreams of Canada, her progress learning English, and her love for Mexican culture. The other participants were amazed. "Maria, you don't speak like a beginner at all," said James from Scotland. "Your enthusiasm is contagious," added Lisa from New Zealand. "I wish I could learn Spanish as well as you're learning English," said David from Canada. That night, Maria couldn't sleep, not because she was worried, but because she was absolutely thrilled. She realized that in just 12 days, she had gone from being afraid to speak English to actually enjoying English conversations with native speakers. This is what we call a breakthrough moment. It's when you realize that language learning isn't about perfection, it's about connection, communication, and confidence. Days 15 through 25 were when Maria's English truly exploded. She had built strong foundations, gained initial confidence, and now she was ready to accelerate her progress dramatically. Maria began watching English movies and TV shows, but with a clever twist. Instead of Spanish subtitles, she used English subtitles. This helped her connect the sounds she heard with the written words she saw. She started with romantic comedies and family dramas, genres with everyday conversation that matched her interest and level. Gradually, she moved to more complex content. The results were phenomenal. Her listening comprehension improved so rapidly that her coworkers started asking if she was taking intensive classes. Maria also began reading English articles about topics she genuinely loved: travel blogs about Canada, hotel industry news, personal development articles, and food reviews. She didn't worry about understanding every single word. If she understood 70 to 80%, that was perfect. Here's the key. She read for pleasure and information, not for language learning. This kept her motivated and made the process enjoyable rather than stressful. But this was the biggest game changer of all. Maria started training herself to think in English throughout the day. When she woke up, "I need to get up and start my day." When she saw beautiful weather, "What a gorgeous morning." When she felt hungry, "I should grab some lunch soon." At first, this felt awkward and forced. But by day 20, something magical happened. She caught herself thinking entire conversations in English without even trying. Maria became bold about using her English in real situations. She volunteered to handle more international guests at work. She started following English-speaking travel bloggers on social media and leaving comments on their posts. She even began helping other hotel employees with their English questions. Each successful interaction built her confidence exponentially. By day 22, something incredible happened. Maria's manager, Senior Rodriguez, called her into his office. "Maria," he said, "I've been watching your progress with English, and I'm amazed. We have an important American hotel chain visiting next week to discuss a partnership. I want you to be part of the presentation team. Are you ready for that challenge?" 6 months earlier, this would have been Maria's worst nightmare. Now, she felt excited and honored. "Yes, Senor Rodriguez," she said with a confident smile. "I'm absolutely ready." But the most incredible moment was still to come. On day 25, Maria received an email that made her heart stop. It was a response to a job application she had submitted to the Fairmont Royal York Hotel in Toronto, Canada. "Dear Ms. Rodriguez, We were impressed by your application and would like to schedule a video interview to discuss the guest relations coordinator position. Are you available for a 45-minute English language interview this Friday? Maria read the email 3 times before it sank in. Her dream job in Canada, they wanted to interview her, and she felt completely ready for the challenge. Day 30 arrived on a beautiful sunny Friday morning. Maria woke up and realized something absolutely incredible. She hadn't consciously thought about learning English in several days. Why? Because English had become natural. She no longer translated in her head. She no longer searched desperately for words. She no longer felt nervous about speaking. She simply communicated. The video interview with the Toronto hotel was scheduled for 2 p.m. Maria prepared by reviewing her 5 core topics and doing her usual morning listening routine, but she felt calm and confident. The interview lasted exactly 47 minutes. Maria spoke about her hospitality experience, her passion for helping international guests, her cultural knowledge of Mexico, her dreams for professional growth, and yes, her incredible journey learning English in just 30 days. The interviewer, Ms. Jennifer Walsh, was clearly impressed. Maria, your English is excellent, but what really stands out is your determination and positive attitude. You've shown that you can set ambitious goals and achieve them. That's exactly the kind of person we want on our team. 3 days later, Maria's phone rang. Congratulations, Maria. We'd like to offer you the guest relations coordinator position at the Fairmont Royal York Hotel in Toronto. The salary is 55,000 Canadian dollars per year, plus full benefits and professional development opportunities. When would you be able to start? Maria hung up the phone and sat in complete silence for a moment. Then she started laughing. Not because anything was funny, but because she was overwhelmed with pure joy. In exactly 30 days, she had transformed from a beginner who was afraid to speak English to a confident communicator who had just landed her dream job in Canada. But here's the most important part of Maria's story. She didn't succeed because she was naturally gifted with languages. She didn't succeed because she had special advantages or unlimited time. She succeeded because she followed a proven system and never gave up. 6 months later, Maria sent me a photo from her new office overlooking Toronto's beautiful skyline. Her message said, "Thank you for teaching me that transformation isn't magic, it's method. I'm living my dream life, and it all started with 30 days of commitment." My incredible English learners, Maria's story proves something absolutely vital. Dramatic transformation is possible in just 30 days. You don't need years of study. You don't need expensive courses. You don't need to be naturally talented with languages. You need the right system, daily consistency, and unshakable commitment. Here's your complete 30-day action plan. During your first week, choose your 5 personal core topics. Listen to English 30 minutes every morning. Speak about your topics 15 minutes every evening. Record yourself daily for progress measurement and celebrate every single mistake you make. In your second week, continue all foundation habits. Have your first real English conversation. Start thinking simple thoughts in English. Focus on communication over perfection. And apply English in real-world situations. Your third week is when you accelerate. Add English movies with English subtitles. Read articles about topics you love. join online English communities, practice thinking in English all day, and volunteer for English-speaking opportunities. In your final week, challenge yourself with complex situations, apply for opportunities requiring English, help others with their English learning, plan your next English-related goals, and celebrate your incredible transformation. Remember these life-changing truths. Consistency beats perfection. 30 minutes daily beats 5 hours weekly every single time. Progress beats perfection. Getting 1% better every day creates miraculous results. Courage beats comfort. Every time you speak despite fear, you become stronger. Persistence beats talent. People who never quit always achieve more than naturally gifted people who give up. Commitment beats circumstances. When you're truly committed, you find a way regardless of obstacles. Your English transformation begins the exact moment you decide it begins. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not when you have more time. Right now. Maria transformed her entire life in 30 days. She's now living in Toronto, working at a world-class hotel, making friends from every continent, and planning her next adventure. What will your story be 30 days from today? Will you be the person who watched this video and thought, "That sounds nice"? Or will you be the person who took massive action and transformed their entire life? The choice is completely yours. Your English fluency isn't a distant dream. It's an immediate decision. It's not about luck. It's about commitment. It's not about talent. It's about taking daily action. Start today. Start now. Your future self is counting on you. I believe in you with every fiber of my being. You have everything you need inside you right now. You just need to unleash it. Welcome to your transformation. Welcome to your new life. Welcome to your English fluency. Now stop watching and start doing. Your incredible journey begins this very moment. You are absolutely unstoppable.